Guys, welcome back on this Sunday. Bitcoin is getting ready to move here with a really aggressive breakout into higher levels, and we see some altcoins front running Bitcoin already. I will show you exactly what we are looking at, and of course so much content again prepared that we're gonna walk through here. So definitely make sure that you're not missing out on anything, and you know the drill already. Let's go. Okay, really sorry guys, I needed a second there because one of my windows closed, but now I'm here. So I see also some of you guys are here, which is amazing. So we jump directly into today's weekly chart here for Bitcoin, because we're gonna get here in a little bit more than 10 hours a weekly close. So if we can hold current levels, then this will be for me a bullish sign for continuation. You can ignore the stochastic RSI because the RSI precedes the stochastic RSI, and the RSI is still going up here, and we are not in overbought territory yet. We potentially enter overbought territory the following week, which starts tomorrow. Let me actually move my camera a little bit. So this is a little bit better. Yeah, so by the upcoming week there, potentially we're gonna get a big move, and that could bring the RSI into overbought territory. We are slightly below that, but next week we could enter that. Also here, need to remind you guys, we can stay overextended on the weekly chart for a really long time before we see any major pullback. So don't give too much weight to the RSI, the MACD, and the stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame. You know, usually during a bull run, they stay overheated for 2 months. You know, they can stay there 2-3 months before you see actually these indicators coming down. Now, the DXY is something that we don't need. Also here, in this upward sloping parallel channel, we are currently above the mid-range. When we close above the mid-range, you know already, I have said it many times, continuation to the upside. The next major level that we will be then targeting for that will be around $130,000 to $140,000 here. If we are really lucky, it will happen in the upcoming week. Then here, I had mentioned that after this consolidation phase, you're gonna get the final move here of wave 3 on the Elliott wave count. We are on the cusp of breaking that consolidation phase here with that bull pennant that we had identified a really long time ago. So now over here would be the target. If we're breaking out basically by today, then here, yeah, $130,872 would be the price target of that move. And you see here that is roughly a 10% move to the upside. So it doesn't matter if I move this here down a little bit, you know, so it's more or less the same. 10.7%. You can put even 10x leverage on that. You will not get liquidated, you know, so you make 105, almost 106% on that move to the upside. And I think it will not take long to get there, because you should not forget we have an FOMC meeting coming up on Wednesday. So that will definitely bring volatility, and that could lead to a massive move here, where we just run here into the golden ratio and then get a rejection from there. The golden ratio, the falling wedge pattern here, also right now breaking out, breaking above the golden ratio, the 1.618. Here, same thing. As soon as we close a candle above that, Bitcoin will start flying here. And now look at the 2.618 in alignment, more or less, with the target of that bull pennant that I had just shown you. On the 1 hourly chart, here you have the possibility to open really soon a new trade. Once we close in 9 minutes here above that white line, you can take a trade from there. Remember what I always said, either from the green box or when we break above that line, always good moment for a scalp trade. But here in this scenario, I think you can keep it open and run it here to $123,222. But remember, this is more of a scalp trade. You can, of course, then turn this into a longer term trade where you actually hold this into the $130,000 level. But I like to make also money here every other day. Or more or less on a daily basis, instead of always waiting days and weeks before things are actually closing. So I can give you an example on Bybit. So there I have currently 3 trades running. Whoop, here, XRP slightly in profit, my Aptos trade slightly in a loss, and then my RV trade slightly in profit. So, you know, so these are trades that I don't intend to hold here for like months, you know. So this is trades that I want to rather close fast. So, and that's the same here with that Bitcoin setup. And if you want to trade that with me together, guys, sign up on BloFin. Don't forget $5,000 sign up and deposit bonus. Link is in the chat and also in the description of the video. And from tomorrow onwards, really, really, really amazing. I will have a chatbot where you can just go and do this all by yourself, you know. So I'm gonna explain it tomorrow how it works. I have to set it up tomorrow at some point. Yeah, definitely watch out for that. So because it will be so much more convenient that you can do this all by yourself. But yeah, and also not to forget here, if you want to be in my private trading group where I take $500 to $10,000 with you guys together, sign up on BloFin, deposit $500, and then reach out to me on Telegram or on Twitter, and my team will let you in. You know, so my team is going to handle that. But only through the official accounts, you know, so because I saw even an exchange got scammed, you know, so I know now about an exchange that got scammed because they believed that was me, and it wasn't me. You know, I showed them that like the whole screenshot of like the exchange backend, the dashboard that I have, was fake. You know, the font was wrong, the referral code was wrong, everything was wrong. So I sent him a video and said, hey, I'm really sorry that you lost a little bit of money, but I wished you sent it to me, but you sent it to a scammer, you know? And then I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Actually, we got scammed. So yeah, you have to be really, really careful, you know, if even exchanges can get scammed here, you know? So only official accounts. Let's get here into the 4-hourly chart. So here we are riding currently above the 50 moving average and the 20 moving average. Remember what I told you guys? I said as long as we are staying above both, you will see that at some point the 20 will move away again from the 50, and this is what we need right now. We are really here at a critical point and at critical levels to start doing this. If we are not moving away and this crossover would stay like this, then it will become a bearish crossover, and that would be really, really bad for us, because then the 50 is above the 20, and that will lead to downwards pressure on the price, which we don't want to see here. We want that this consolidation breaks now to the upside, where the target is roughly $120,000, and see the 20 moving average moving away again from the 50 moving average. Then here on the MDX Algo scalp gradients, let's have a look here. I did not actually properly look today. So here, yeah, you see, this is still a consolidation range that we're currently in, because we are back in purple colored candles. But now I believe the real move is coming really, really soon. And I think the overall line, the way that I had mapped out here, was not 100% accurate. I mentioned that yesterday that I could be potentially wrong here, and that we're not getting a W and just keep going here up. And yeah, you have basically to take out that section here from what I had mapped out here, you know, because we came down, went up, we will come down a little bit, but then we go. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario. So right now, I must say it looks more like that we will just go, you know, and then you have something like this, way simpler than what I had lined out here. But I want to remind you guys not to forget that I told you enter from here, you know, $116,000. I hope some of you were actually able to do that. And I would like to know in the chat, guys, first of all, thank you so much for over 150 people now on the stream. Let's try to get it to 200 by smashing up the like button, and type 1 in the chat if you actually took the trade. I would like to know of everybody that is here, who took the trade, guys, who took the trade. So then let's here see the reactor indicator also now heating up again giving us more confirmation that here is now a move coming to break into these supply areas where we have massive sell orders stacked from 119,400 roughly to 120,900 approximately. I don't want to talk about this here. Liquidation levels. So also here, we are consolidating around the 50 moving average. Once we have here a proper candle moving to around $118,500 and close there, then what we are going to see is that price will start expanding into the over leveraged liquidity that's all the way up here. So actually I need to adapt here. I need to adjust this zone a little bit more because we're moving up. So here's almost nothing anymore. Yeah, so that's no more accurate. So here, look how much liquidity is here from like 120,100 to 120,500. So condensed in that area. It's not funny anymore, you know, and you see this also when you go to the liquidation heat map. Here is all the liquidity currently, you know, like from 120 all the way up to $121,800 approximately. That's where the money is, you know, that's where market maker going to drive this up, because below us, compared to up here, there's not much, you know, for what should they go? So there go where the money is up here. So that's why it's pretty safe to open now positions and take more risk when you already see that Bitcoin is about to move higher here. Now, with altcoins, the Bitcoin dominance got rejected. I mentioned that yesterday here from these levels from 61.9, 62.7, and we are keeping moving here to the downside. We need to break here 60%, and then we're going to get another acceleration move here. That will, of course, massively reflect in the altcoins when you see this happening. And if you want to trade altcoins, guys, most of my altcoins trades, as you have just seen, are still happening on Bybit. You get up to $30,000 in deposit and sign-up bonuses there, and the Bybit card, really important, 20% cashback on a Bybit card. There is a link in the description if you want to check that out. Also, really nice, best exchange for so many years already that I'm trading that on. So here, total free market cap. We are running here again into that resistance. Give it another 2-3 days, guys. Only another 2-3 days, and you're gonna see this happening here. And we will most likely at some point next week be at all-time highs for total free market cap. So if we can add here another, how much is that? 100 billion in total market cap, which is quite a lot because excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So 100 billion in anything else is a shit ton of money, guys. You know, so it's really a lot. And you're gonna see how altcoins will start blasting to the upside when this is happening. Here, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, I'm lost for words. You know, I'm lost for words how strong the Ethereum Bitcoin chart is here. But we should also not forget Ethereum has still a lot catch up here to do, you know, so we need still to catch up a lot compared to Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum wants to do this now rather sooner than later. So closing like this is absolutely insane, especially if we get for next week a continuation candle moving here to like the 0.035 level, or even 0.036 or something like that. So this will put Ethereum over $4,000, at over $4,000, most likely by next week at some point. So you see here the line out that I gave you a couple of days ago. This is exactly what we are doing right now. We are running here back into this resistance. I'm not expecting that we immediately break this now here on the daily chart. I rather see here 1 or 2 candles pulling back, and then we get by midweek at some point or end of the week, we're going to get that break. You know, if we straight go, amazing, you know, but I'm not seeing that right now. Maybe on lower time frames. Let's find out. Let's find out. No. That looks more like that there has to be a small pullback on Ethereum, which is fine. You know, small pullback, then bam, $4,000 really quick. So if I would be looking for an entry on Ethereum right now, before I forget that, yeah, you have not a lot of time here. Any pullback of 1% or 2% is what I would use as entry. I don't see us seeing here majorly breaking down, for example, to the point of control again, where we were just yesterday. That that train is gone, you know. So you have to take any pullback here of 1% or 2% if you want to enter this before it will then make that move and break in the direction of $4,000. There's absolutely no time to waste anymore. Here with Solana similar. Here I see that we could come a little bit lower, but not much. Maybe 182, maybe back to like basically 182. That's what I'm seeing here. It's 1.5% that we can move down here, and then I see us going. Not more than that, because on the daily chart, but here I don't have indicators. On the indicators, the stochastic is at the bottom, while the RSI is going up, and the MACD potentially bouncing off here. So we're going to get confirmation tonight, while we are also below $187, which is a major resistance level. So once, you can do two things. Either you wait for a small pullback to like $182, or you wait that we break $187 and take the trade from there, because the next stop is over $220 where we are going. Will happen really quick. Now XRP for hourly chart on a stochastic, a little bit overextended, but RSI can still keep going, and the reason for that is that we are here below that resistance of $3.24 roughly on XRP. Once we are breaking that, you're gonna get a nice juicy candle to around $3.44, $3.50, $60, somewhere in this area, in that vicinity. You're gonna see us breaking to the upside. I'm gonna have a quick look in the chat to see what's going on here. They're gonna come at some point for liquidity below us. So they will definitely come for that, but not now, not now. We can have a look at Compound here in a second. Check out Compound. Bot grid trading strategies. I was never a huge fan of, so I'm gonna read the question here. What do you think about bot grid trading strategies? I was never a huge fan of automating things, you know, so I understand that some people like that, but I like to have control over my money myself, you know, and not automate it. There can be glitches, there can be crashes, you know, so I want to have proper, a proper grip around things when I do stuff with money, you know, and when I use a bot and give basically the handling over, you know, to a machine, not a huge fan, you know, so, but everybody does what they want, you know, so, but that's just me, you know, but I'm also from a generation where we just did everything by ourselves, you know, and not automate a lot of things. So that's something that you should also take into consideration. So here, like I said, on the 4-hourly chart, we are looking good. Also on the daily, we are looking good. 48 hours, and we are breaking this and filling this massive imbalance that's here in that daily candle. Here from $3.24 to $3.41, that imbalance will be filled, and most likely we're gonna get a wick above these levels here. Let's go then to SUI. SUI, I said it so many times, SUI is one of the strongest coins in the market right now. There's no doubt about this. So if we can close the daily candle above $4.23, SUI will keep sending and will most likely go by tomorrow close to $5. That's what I see here. We have broken now the flag from the cup and handle. From the cup and handle, we broke the handle. So, and here the handle target is $6.50. So I'm personally going to open a new trade here if we close around $4.25. You know, if we close above $4.25, and I know there's continuation to the upside, then I'm gonna open a new SUI trade to trade this here into this target. I actually wanted to take yesterday a trade while we were still in the handle, and then I just forgot. But I was also out drinking with my girlfriend and friends, so I forgot, you know. It happens, it happens. Next one, so Curve, I took a profit on my Curve trade. Let me explain why. Because I was round tripping now 3 times profits from my entry down here. And for that reason, when we broke here above $1.11, and I mentioned it yesterday, I said to you guys, if we get above $1.11 and we keep pumping, I gonna set my stop loss there, and that's what happened. You know, so I took the stop loss. The stop loss kicked me out on the way back down. I'm really happy with the money that I made, and now I'm just waiting how low this will go. You know, so but it looks like that we come, if this here $1.05 is not holding that level here, $1.05. We will go back again to like $1.02, $1.01, you know, so and then I would have round tripped again my profits. You know, that's the simple reason why I took them this time. And if we are coming back down here, I can just re-enter now. You know, I have more money now. I have more money in my BloFin account because of that. And this time I have more money. Trade this again up here into that resistance. You know, obviously this is a strong resistance. As you can see here, we have 3 candles rejecting this level, but the more often we are testing a level, the more likely it's going to break at some point because it gets weaker. And for that simple reason, if we are coming here below one more time, I'm going to open a new trade with all the money that I made plus the old money that was in and trade this up here again. And especially with Ethereum breaking out here potentially in the next 24 to 48 hours, curve will move definitely with that to the upside. I just spoke about Sui, so I said compound earlier. Is compound exploding here? It was doing not bad earlier. I saw that. There, compound. Is that the right chart? Yeah. So we are still in that trading range for compound. You know, so here it's also really simple how I would trade that. So it's either move back to $50 roughly, $50.12. Doesn't make huge difference here. Yeah, roughly $50. Either $50 or break here of $51.86. If we come up here, there is a little bit more than a 3% move from $50. Scalp it, you know. So because you see here again, deviation on the 4-hourly chart here, huge deviation here, failed breakout. I would definitely take some profit here, you know, or if we go then up above, set your stop loss at $51.81 and let it either ride or get stopped out, you know, but be prepared that that might be a scalp trade from 50 to 51.81 unless you are ready to round trip a little bit and you hold it to 65.45, you know, because that's a 30% move to the upside. A leverage that I would use on something like that, most likely, I would risk 10x on that with a stop loss here at 49.33. So like a 20% stop loss. And if I would trade this all the way up here, 30% to the upside, definitely worth it. Let me see here what's going on in chat. I talked about XRP already. Have you charted Solo before? From Adam, no. I have no idea what Solo is, so not going to do that. Link, yeah, I can do link and render. That sounds really nice, link and render. I can tell you already, link is going soon to $20. Even without looking at the chart, it's going to $20 really soon. So here, we have almost completed here this to break out. Next target is $21 here roughly to the upside once we're breaking $19.10. So here, same thing. If I would be looking for an entry, either you wait for a pullback of like 2% or a break of $19.10, which is again a 1.5% move to the upside. So either one, and then you can trade this here into these next targets of $21.07 and $22. Yeah, basically exactly $22. Here also, be ready to get here a move like that, like in these 2 candles. A really quick move here. So let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, Doge. Doge was what I also said I'm gonna look at. We are, render, sorry. Render. So here we are in the golden ratio. No, that was the old stop loss. What am I looking at here? Oh, was that a weekly chart? What's going on here? No. Okay. I see. I see. Okay. No, that's fine. Guys, I cannot make this stuff up. Look, again, that would have been a sniper entry trade if you would have taken that here over the weekend. Coming down here to $3.91, you would have been out now, out of that trade. Yeah, or close to it, close to it. I would have taken profit on a trade here. A 10 point what percent move here? 10.4% move within 3 days, really quick. Yeah, 3 or here from Friday, even 2 days. You know, within 2 days, would have been really good money here. Render also definitely one of the strong coins overall in the market. Once you're breaking here $4.31, it will keep flying. So basically a percent. You're looking for a percent higher and closing above that level, and it's going to send to around $5. Also really quickly. I don't believe that $4.65 will give massive resistance on that move to the upside the next time that it gets there. The indicator's looking a little bit overheated. Only the RSI is not looking like that, but the daily tells you there is continuation coming to the upside. So maybe give that a day, 24 hours to cool down a little bit, and then you see that we're going to fly. Not charting Pingu. Pingu is a meme coin, don't like Pingu. I'm gonna do Uniswap because that is going to move with Ethereum. Yeah. Also really simple. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, so you can also argue that we have here a slightly distorted W pattern. So the neckline would be here $10.83. So yeah, I would wait that we break $10.83 to enter this, or if we hold above that downward sloping trend line, then also from there you can enter. It doesn't really make a huge difference. You know, we're talking about a percent. You know, if you enter now or later, the only difference is it is still considered to be more safe to enter around $10 and here 83 cents with a 30-minute candle close above that level. Because again, the stochastic, I don't like how the stochastic looks like. That can easily turn around one more time and come down 2-3% before you actually get the break. So, but still looking really good. Guys, I have to run again, but potentially tomorrow I think we're gonna do 2 streams. Yeah, I think I will be able to do 2 streams tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in here. I like that so many people were here. So I hope to see you all tomorrow one more time. And you know the drill, guys. Smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with a bigger portfolio tomorrow.